Medusa. This 4P1 should be very good here.
Well, let's see, yeah, indeed, if this Medusa can have the big old game that they're going to hope for. Of course, Gorg's team here, Team Bold, they've got a lot of action, you know, a lot of playmaking. And, of course, their first series where they will have the full lineup. We didn't get to see them with Rajix the other day. But here he is now, so the full roster ready to go from Team Bold Reborn.
For sure. But Zip Zapper, who stood in for them last time,
he was great.
Did a really great job, in my opinion. He carried them so hard that first game and was kind of a rock in the second game. So I'm sure that with Rajix there, it's just going to be even more fluid because that's who they're used to playing with.
No, absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, we saw in the last series from Team Bold, they looked really good. They really did. And yeah, Zip Zapper popped off. And yeah, we'll see if Rajix can do something to a similar level here on his Pangolier this game.
But then again, Owen, they do say that they don't scrim on this team and they just play for fun. So we'll have to see how it works out here.
We will, and you know, when you sort of consider the heroes they've got, well, you know, we've got a lot of comfort stuff here. Gorg on his Phantom Assassin. You know, if he can get the space, we'll see how he's able to sort of stand toe to toe with the Medusa. Isn't going to be too easy, of course, past a certain point. It's highly likely that Nefrit is going to be quite the beast and quite the challenge for him to take down. I mean, well, what have we got here in some of the other lane matchups? I mean, how do you think mid's going to do? You know, Excalibur on his Wind Ranger. Is this a pretty good game for him to pop off from the mid-roll on the Wind Ranger, or do you still see difficulties for this hero?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can now, yes.
You definitely can. Wind Ranger has so much potential to do a lot this game, especially with these early power rune rotations, right? Look at these side lanes. You can get early kills on Medusa before she gets tanky. You can get early kills on this Nature's Prophet with a +1. You can definitely get kills on this Disruptor. But my concern for Wind Ranger is actually the Disruptor, right? It does feel like she can die very easily if she gets caught in a kinetic field in the Static Storm.
Absolutely, yeah. Spartan's hot on the catch. It's going to be a little bit spooky for Excalibur when he starts making those moves around the map, but we'll see how well he's able to pull it off here.
But also, what stands out to me is that the last time we watched Team Bald play, they had Gorg on these more active style carries, right? They had him on a Razor the first game, and they had him on a Luna the second game. And it really felt like he hit a couple of item timings and just went all in with the team really early on, and it really worked out in their favor. This time around, he's on a PA, and PA is much, much more farm dependent. So I wonder if that's going to put a little gimp in what they're used to playing, or what we're used to seeing them excel at, rather. No,
for sure. It's definitely going to be a different play style where we'll have to see how much Team Bold can do with the other 4 of their players moving around the map, which, yeah, it's definitely going to sort of match the setup that Brame's gone for with their draft, as you pointed out with their 4 Protect 1. So both carries will be looking to just have all the space in the world created for them, and the other 4 will definitely be bringing us the action in the mid game. We'll see with the startup of the lanes. I mean, when you look at the 2 carries, Gorg and Nefrit, is someone having an easier lane, a harder lane? You know, who's going to get the free farm to start off the action?
I think PA is going to have a very easy time on this lane up until Darkseer and Earthspirit get levels, because with that level 2 Ion Shell placed on the Earthspirit and the Darkseer, you can just body this PA. But the Weaver should have no issue at all this lane, so I'm pretty fond of it.
Yeah, we can see indeed Ixon on the Weaver getting the beautiful start that was able to chase down Staman and didn't have roll at level 1, so no escape for the Earthspirit as he just continued to chase him down out of the lane. And we did see as well, also popping a salve wasn't enough to save him. So already the resources favouring that, a Team Bold down on that bottom half of the map.
And you can see that Weaver instantly queued up for that Urn of Shadows. So if PA does make a decision to go for something like an Orb of Corrosion, they can rack up these Urn charges very early on and actually bring the pain to this Darkseer and the Earthspirit instead of the other way around. So I would like to see that Corrosion pickup come out of Gorg this lane.
Oh, for sure, there's definitely a lot of killing potential. We're seeing it already. Ixon, of course, is a little low on the mana now after using those bugs for that aggressive attempt to push back the Darkseer, but it is securing Gorg good space in the lane. Hot on the CS so far, 10 for 3 down here on the safe lane.
And if you take a look at mid CS, actually, Nature's Prophet is completely bodying this Wind Ranger, just out-denying and out-CSing, which is typical of the hero's stats, right? They're so high, and he does have that Blightstone picked up, and he's going to be building treads. So in terms of CS, I do think Wind Ranger will struggle for a bit. But that's the beauty of a hero who loves to build Maelstrom. You can catch up later on.
See top lane, ready to try and get aggressive. They're in with the Ink Swell. They've got the damage to blow up Spartan. They get the kill. Rajic's able to step back. The Mystic Snake from Nefrit, not enough. Salves at the ready. Rajic's will be able to stay in lane. Team Bold already just 2 minutes in, up 1k gold. And getting some good action. They're going to go for Nefrit as well. If they've got anything else to slow him down, they'll get the proc hit with the passive. TP coming back in, and Nefrit will live. But of course, he's going to have to sit very low on the HP. They did bring a salve in. Tango passed over as well, but the mana's low. Nefrit not in a great shape in this lane. And of course, suffering heavily in comparison to Gorg. Down on the other side of the map, Gorg pretty much doubling the amount of farm and denies that he's getting out of the lane in comparison to the Medusa.
And I do think Nefrit will continue to struggle, unfortunately. That's the thing about this Pango plus Grimstroke combination. It is so potent in killing enemies. That Inkswell with that Swashbuckle can guarantee a dead Disruptor if he steps one bit out of place, right? And the same goes for the Medusa. If Disruptor goes to pull or does anything on the side, you can almost guarantee that Medusa can die. So they are playing from a disadvantage compared to this PA who's just having the time of his life right now.
He's having a great time, Gorg. Ring of Hell stun. We're seeing consistently how well him and Ixon are able to push back these two. And in a lane setup, as you would expect, you know, this Earth Spirit Darks here, they want to be the ones threatening the carry, and it's just not happening so far. It's a slow start here for the offlane duo of Brame.
Well, Darkseer just hit level 3, and that is typically when you see this Earth Spirit and Darkseer combination become more threatening with that level 2 Ion Shell. So they could either look to make plays on that lane or just give the Ion Shell to Earth Spirit and let him rotate mid.
Well, see top. Rajix wasn't able to get a range for the Inkswell, but it doesn't matter. Right clicks alone as Rajix chases down Spartan. The kills continue to come in here for Team Bold in the laning stage.
And that's what we were just talking about. Oh, and this Disruptor, if he just makes the smallest bit of mistakes, he will easily die to these two heroes. So Spartan has to play much more carefully than he has been. But I mean, look at where he was. It was behind his tower. It
doesn't seem like there's a safe position at all for him really up on that lane with the action that Team Bold's bringing.
And Gork is doing so comfortably on this bottom lane that he's going for the naked Battle Fury. No treads, no boots. And
top. Again, they'll get in aggressive onto Spartan. They get the kill. We'll see TP's coming over. Rajix, he's trying to get that proc onto Nefrit. Well, the salve not going to save him. Shaman's in, able to crush him down. Now looks to turn over towards Pablo as Brame. They are being able to get some action back in their favor here as Stamanon's able to turn things around with that TP.
And nice level on that Geogrip, just doing that extra little bit of damage. You rarely ever see Earth Spirits get a level 3 silence, but it did work out in that situation there, just giving him that last tick that he needed. And I actually really don't like when Earth Spirits skip Geogrip. Like, oftentimes you'll just see them not even have a level by level 6, so I like Stamanon's kind of like heads-up level that he did there. But yeah, speaking of this PA, just so comfortable that, like we said, not building any stat items, just going for that naked Battle Fury. And honestly, I do think it can pay off, unless this Earth Spirit starts to pick up the pace later on in the game.
No, absolutely, yeah. If Gore can get a good timing on the Battle Fury, he's going to be able to keep up with the farm of the Medusa.
And the biggest threat on the map right now is going to be when Nature's Prophet gets his levels later on and starts to set up for these like key kills around the map. We're just going to have to see how it plays out after that. And that's a really good kill by Excalibur there. He much needed gold for him after struggling mid. As you can see, NP has 21 denies.
Yeah, what's the level difference actually between the two? It's actually not that much despite the denies. Bottom lane 11, he's trying to get an aggressive on Ixon and Gorg. He's going to lose his life for it. Spartan's also trying to help out. They do kill the Weaver, but Wish, he's got to back off out of this. Spartan as well will be able to TP away. So they come in with some deep aggression there. Of course, Wish making his move underneath the tower. They get the support Weaver, but Gorg, he's able to stick in the lane and continue to farming, pretty much unfazed by that movement.
But they do get the Wind Ranger TP there, which is pretty huge. So now Wind Ranger's playing without a TP and kind of wasted a little bit of time there. So that was a nice trade-off. But in the meantime, Grimstroke had the understanding to just go mid and push out the wave, so it's not like any farm was lost in the mid lane.
I'll see a big stack. I mean, 11's going to start clearing it with the Iron Shell. Maybe with a nicely timed power shot. Excalibur can steal quite a bit of this.
He's got no mana for power.
Oh, yeah, he's just short. That would have been quite the juicy steal if he did have enough. He's going to get glimpsed back now. He's going to turn with the attack onto 11. Have Wish come in with the TP start to force Excalibur back. Excalibur is able to get it out with the win run. Ixon and Pablo, they're still in on the front lines, playing aggressive onto Wish. They're going to be able to bring down this Prophet for sure. Wish goes down. Ixon will die. Can Pablo make anything more happen out of this? He turns towards Spartan. One more hit's needed. He's got it. Takes out the Disruptor. Pablo Still surviving here. 11 to Manning. Can they actually bring him down? They have got the Iron Shell damage, and there's no further backup coming in for Pablo, so Pablo will fall. A lot of action there around the triangle. 2 for 2 between the sides, but of course the bigger loss being that for Brame. Wish going down there as the mid MP.
Absolutely, and with the start that Wish had in this game, he really doesn't want to be dying. It looked really good, right? They glimpsed the Wind Ranger back into the kinetic field, and it looked like she could have died there, but Ixon was there just in time, and Pablo came in too, and just really well played by Team Bold, I would say. Unfortunately, Wind Ranger was low on resources and couldn't power shot to contest the stacks, so they did lose that in that regard, but still overall I would say that was better for Team Bold.
I see bottom Gorg needs help, and he needs it quickly. Is he going to get it? It doesn't look like it. The Nature's Wrath comes crashing through. They get the kill, but at the same time, Team Bold were able to bring down their Frit. Last bit of burst there from the power shot coming in before the Stone Gaze stops them from taking them down. Both carries dying simultaneously. Yeah.
Man, it feels like this Weaver is everywhere. Everywhere you click on the map, he's part of the action. Ixon just running around being a nuisance here.
He's had a hot start so far. 3-2-3, high involvement across the map, and with those earn charges ready to go.
Yeah, so Wish is halfway, more than halfway there to his Orchid, and once he does get that Orchid, you can expect Brame to play a lot more aggressively. It's just very important that he does finish it.
Oh, they get themselves the objective. Wish taking out the towers. See if they want to make a move onto Gorg. Stamanen watching from the trees, but he's not going to go out for this one. More money into the bank of Gorg as he does continue to get closer and closer towards that Battle Fury. On track to be a good timing this game.
Seems like he is setting up here for a potential rotation from NP +1, but I guess it's wiser to finish this Orchid than it is to do anything else at this moment, which can't really afford a bad death. If you're playing mid NP, you can't TP in and die repeatedly, or you're just playing from the back foot for way too long.
Oh, sitting there for it. He's in a lot of trouble. Team Bold, they find him farming away, and there's no backup, despite the fact that he's by his tier 2 tower. Nobody even attempts to get over there, believing that they can't do so in time. That's a big kill. I mean, if they continue to slow down this Medusa, then Gorg, I mean, already is ahead in the farm, and once that Battle Fury comes out, that gap is only going to get bigger.
Absolutely. It's going to be on the rest of Brame to make as much space as possible once they hit this Orchid timing, or they're just in too much of a difficult place at the moment.
Oh, we'll see the chase on a Spartan hit. They do try with the turnaround. 11 will drop the wall, but Pablo and Radix are able to get back to safety. Ixon with the wraparound takes down Spartan. I do see the death of Pablo. 1 for 1 here on the supports. 11 still hovering around in the river. Rolling Thunder not quite ready to go, as Radix will be chased, but he's still got means to escape this with a shield crash and a swashbuckle, and he's over the cliff, and he's away. Stamanen will try and look for the angle to chase, but he's unlikely to get a catch on a Radix. He's still trying for this. It's getting spookier and spookier. He's going to commit with the Magnetize, but another swashbuckle, he's out and away. Meanwhile, Ixon's cutting the creeps in the mid lane, and indeed Radix stays safe. We'll see in the mid, Static Storm drop down. They'll use it to secure the kill onto the Weaver.
Honestly, that wasn't even too bad. Weaver dying to Static Storm, it just opens up space for Gorg now to just farm wherever he wants, right? Because they can't make these rotations with Static Storm now for another 60 seconds.
I mean, we'll see Wish. He's going to make the attempt here onto Excalibur in the mid. They've got enough burst. They'll get the kill. 11 getting nuked pretty low by Pablo, but no further chance for Team Bold to get over to the backlines quite yet. Radix thinking about it though. Rolling Thunder ready. Charging over. Spartan will try and juke in the river. He's not going to be able to do so. The Stone Gaze comes out from Nefrit, holds back the Rolling Thunder for now as Nefrit moves in over towards Pablo. Pablo's still alive though. Stamanen finally takes him down with a kick.
Oh no, Stamanen was playing without mana for like the last minute of the game. So he rolls in, gets his roll correctly, but just doesn't have mana to cast anything else. But with the Ion Shell, he was able to secure that kill. Also, I think that's potentially one of the best Orchid debuts we could ask for, to just TP in and get that Wind Ranger, because she was just building up a lead compared to what Wish had her in earlier on. Also, if you notice, the Radiant, the Dire Ancient camp has been blocked for minutes now, and I think the ward just timed out. They didn't even deward it, so I did see Spartan try to stack it a few times to no avail. So it's interesting that that lasted so long, honestly.
Yeah, quite the slowdown to Nefrit's game there. I mean, how we're seeing Gorg is the Battle Fury done. It is. So Battle Fury is complete. We'll see how much of a lead he can get on this Deuce now. We have indeed a very decent timing there, much faster than the average. Of course, the biggest sort of difference really does still lie between the mids. Excalibur still with quite the catching up to do in comparison to Wish. Wish, the bigger beast right now with the Orchid and his potential compared to what Excalibur can offer right now on the Wind Ranger.
Wish has a lot on his shoulders now because Nefrit does need a lot of time and he needs the map to be opened up for him. This mid tower is still up, which is pretty problematic, I would say, but they can't really make any moves towards it at the moment. Brame themselves don't mind slowing down the game as well, it's just that this naked Battle Fury PA could end up outfarming the Medusa. Typically though, you're not that concerned when you're PA against Medusa just because she presses Stone Gaze. Right, so when you're playing against Medusa as a PA, it's more about killing the rest of her team and saving her for last.
We'll see mid. Mr. Manon not quite connecting the full combo there onto Ixen. So Ixen's able to step out. It will push them back here from the tower. They'll look for the glimpse setup, dropping the Static Storm as well for the attempt onto Pablo. Roll, again, not going to quite reach him there. Didn't have the stone to get the extra length, but the wall is dropped down. Pablo dying to the magnetize. He will go down, but now they're going to pay the price. Roll over, great shackle shot, launching both 11 and Stamanen together. Now, for using the Stone Gaze to create the space for the rest of the team to back off. Will just be the 1-for-1 for now. Gorg poking from the sidelines, but not wanting to get too involved quite yet.
But they did expand Wall, they did expand Magnetize and Static Storm there. Whereas when you look at Radiance cooldowns, they're not high up.
I know, say Gorg doesn't want to get involved. He's proven me otherwise. He's going in for the action. They'll get the Yule set up on a Stamanen. This is going to be a second bit of action there that the PA is able to get involved in. Gorg just turning up with the brown boots and the Battle Fury. He's not scared. He's ready to fight. He's ready to rock and roll. And Tier 1 tower goes down.
It's nice. It's really nice to see this active style of carry make an emergence, and Gorg has been playing it incredibly well, especially given the last series that they played, I would say. And that's the nice thing about this Radiant lineup, right, is that they aren't really cooldown dependent. The only thing that they have to worry about is the Rolling Thunder, and that honestly is nothing compared to Stone Gaze, compared to Static Storm, and compared to Wall. So I really do feel like Team Vault can just hit a timing right now where they keep running them over.
Oh, we're going to see Excalibur getting caught out here on the bottom lane. He's able to turn with the shackle, Stamanen. You find the angle, the kick comes in, but he's already away with the wind run. Excalibur steps out and he's away. Now the turnaround comes into play. Ixen and Pablo go straight for Stamanen. Is able to roll up to the high ground, but the bugs will hunt him down. Stamanen, oh, he's able to get away yet again. Ixen, can he find him? The Soulbind will link together the two of them. They bring down Stamanen, but now the backup from Brame comes in. Vacuum onto the two supports Brame. They'll clean both of them up.
Yeah. Stamanen was out of stones there when he went for that play on Excalibur, so that was pretty unfortunate, but his team did come to his rescue and lived for a really long time. And that's the thing about Earth Spirit, is just a very tanky hero, deceptively, right? It takes a long time to kill him, and it's not something that is intuitive when you think about a support hero, especially when all he has is Tranquil Boots, and it still really took a commitment out of Team Vault to take him down.
Safe plays here from Radix. Didn't want to mess with the threat of a glimpse from Spartan, so he'll roll back to the safety of his own half of the map.
So Gorg is going for BKB next, actually, on his PA, and it seems like, yes, they have identified that they can hit this timing really soon before Medusa is ready to fight, where they can just play on their low cooldowns and take over the map. So really smart decision by Gorg to go for this item. Whereas if you click on Medusa, she's still far and away from any item that could be largely impactful, but she's still strong enough to join favorable fights, right? If they do get a good wall, or if they do get a good initiation with their Spirit and Nature's Prophet.
Oh, I see the smoke up from Brame. I've got the combo good to go. The vac wall into... Actually, Static Storm's not quite there. Is it? How long until it's at 5 seconds? Just about to be back online. Doesn't look like they're going to catch anyone here inside of the jungle, though, as Team Bold Reborn playing safe and sticking together. And this time it's going to be around the Roche pit as Gorg heads into the pit. With the focus fire, they're going to take this down at a pretty good speed, and a pretty safe speed as well. Gorg with the evasion, of course, and Radix will be able to come in with the occasional disarms. As this Roshan doesn't stand a chance, and I don't think Brame were expecting that to happen at all, as Team Bold just pick it straight up with no response.
Yeah, they didn't expect that, actually. They did a line after their smoke bottom in their jungle, and it was basically like, just, they're in our jungle, guys. But they didn't expect for them to take the Roche that early. And honestly, this Aegis can really put a damper into Brame's abilities to fight right now, because as we were talking about, they are incredibly cooldown dependent at the moment. I think Brame's going to choose to slow the game down for themselves right now and try to dodge as many fights as possible.
I'll see how much more Team Bold can force out of them action-wise. They're still here on the top lane. Line up the tier 2 tower. We'll see some of Brame. They're trying to get back into their jungle, but positioning of Team Bold making it hard for Brame to do much at all, and the Static Storm's going to be whiffed completely. Not getting the catch onto Ixon. I'll drop a sentry down, but it's Ixon that's giving them the information as they head in. Rajic's in with a swashbuckle. Will get dragged back by the back wall, but now Rope the roll. He's ready to chase on in. Does he want to go for the high ground dive? He doesn't. He'll play it safe, keep to the low ground, they'll back off. But that's a Static Storm and a wall down the drain.
Yeah, I think Team Bold should be pretty content with that, actually, because now Brame shouldn't have a means to stop this tower being taken, if they choose to do so. I'm actually quite surprised that they even tried to fight there in the first place on Brame. I do think they saw the Weaver and thought that it could be a quick kill, but, you know, he just Shikuchi's away with a bajillion move speed, and sometimes you miss. Sometimes you miss your spells.
I'll see Pablo back off, look to hold on to the tier 1 tower mid, which of course they do still have standing 19 minutes in here. Over half HP as Team Bold have done a solid job of holding the towers.
There's a double damage bottom. Looks like Nefrit's gonna take it. With this DD Medusa, they actually can maybe take a good fight, especially with it being bottled.
Absolutely, yeah. If Team Bold try and enter into an engagement against Nefrit and aren't able to completely control or blow them up at the start.
I mean, ideally they do wait for their spells, though. It's just too much of a risk to fight without this wall right now. There's nothing really stopping this PA from killing your backline here.
Both teams avoiding each other rather well, and Brame inside the jungle of that of Team Bold and vice versa. BKB is done for Wish, so be able to frontline a little easier for the team.
I actually think they can get away with this, taking this tower scot-free here. Potentially an outpost afterwards and just taking control of this bottom side of the map, kind of swapping sides for now.
I mean, over on Team Bold, how's Gorg's progress looking? Going for the death after the BKB. Still needs a bit of time, but still 2 minutes with the Aegis. But they could look to force some action with. With the Aegis and the BKB, it will be rather difficult to bring Gorg's PA down.
I think the best way for Team Bold to take fights is actually to smoke in first and getting a kill, because if they're like all in pushing this tower, that is the best place that you can get backwalled versus Darkseer. So yeah, I think they should leave, just stop the tower pushes for now and just try to take a good fight. And Brame seem to be thinking the same. They've set them to defend this tower. They've got the double damage, they got potentially a vac wall combination and a static storm. Team Bold wisely back off here, I would say.
Now keep it to the high ground. Stamana, he'll be the first one to reveal his intentions as he goes straight up with the roll. The Static Storm will be used to kill off Pablo. There's a 1-for-1. Let's see if they want to go for anything more at Team Bold. Rajix will go for a quick bounce onto Nefrit with the Rolling Thunder. Limps won't quite set anything into motion. Both teams split from one another, and that was the use of the DD rune, at least, from Nefrit.
I think Stamanin felt the pressure to get a catch there and just make a play before the bottle DD expires. And there was a change to that recently, wasn't it, in the last patch, where the bottle runes last maybe 10 or 15 seconds less. So that was probably what we saw come into play right now.
We'll be back again to the farming. It seems for both carries. Gorg still in that top spot, but Nefrit close behind. It's the 1K and it Gorg's next big power spike, of course, being the Deso completion, and he's about 1600 away from it. Should be on track to have it good to go for the next fight, but a close game nonetheless. 22 minutes in, 18-15. Team Bold with a slight lead, but of course there is that ever scary Medusa in the hands of Nefrit, which is only going to become more and more of a problem as the moments pass.
You can't forget Darkseer too. As the late game, Darkseer is pretty terrifying. Not the best illusion targets outside of the PA. A good vac wall can really turn the tides of a fight, especially when it has combo potential with something like a disruptor. And if you'll see, Nature's Prophet actually finished his BKB a while ago too, so they are ready to take this fight. Excalibur was about 100 gold away from his, so he should be reaching that soon enough. Right now, with this game being slowed down, it's just a matter of which team believes in their carry more, honestly.
And sort of, all things taken into question, who would you rather be on as the minutes pass? The lineup with the PA or the lineup with the Medusa?
Oh, the lineup with the Medusa, for me personally. I think PA can completely pop off, right? Especially in late game situations when she could even buy a rapier and just completely burst a target. But Medusa, with the strength of a Darkseer behind her, is pretty terrifying. But there is Pango here who's also getting stronger, and the minus armor reduction from Weaver, all of these things are going to come into play. Also, Wind Ranger, if she does choose to go on this Prophet, he will die, right? Currently, with just the Focus Fire and the Wind Run. So we can't count out Wind Ranger either, but I am fonder of Brame's lineup.
Yeah, there's the BKB, as you say, so it will be easy for Excalibur to lock onto his targets without any interruption. They're going to get active straight away with that pickup. BKB done on Excalibur. And Deso not quite there, still 500 or so off for Gorg.
Oh, they're going to run into each other here.
Well, they're going to get the start on Stamana. He won't stand a chance. Very quick and easy pickoff. See if they can find more.
Regix look for more here.
He is trying to see what he can scout out. Into the trees, what can he find? Not quite anything here as Brame are able to disengage. They will get the drag back on a Regix, but he has the shard good to go and a nice dodge. The glimpse will allow Regix to step away.
That was well played by Regix, right? He tried to look for more in case they could find somebody, because without the Earth Spirit, they do lack a lot of control. And just baited out as well and got out really well. Honestly, Regix and Zipsopper, they both play this hero very well. It's just really enjoyable for me to watch these Division 2 Pango players because it feels like there's a lot of action and a lot of playmaking.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he's doing a lot. He's always the one to sort of lead the action in, and it really just sort of seemed that his moves and his connections really determine the outcome of the team fight so far, and he's been doing a great job of that, Regix, in his first 24 minutes. Max the farm, Nefrit, MKB now done, so definitely getting scarier for the Gorg PA.
Yeah, that's pretty big. They could take a fight with this MKB if they wanted to. The issue so far has been taking these fights correctly. It just feels like Team Vault has their number. Every time it seems like they're going to set up for a defense or look for a smoke, Team Vault is either grouped up together or chooses to go back. But I do feel like, and this is one of the slower games we've seen so far in Division 2. It feels like super high on aggression, super high on the tempo, and this game has kind of just been an exchange of farm for a while.
See what they can force out of Excalibur here. He won't pop the BKB quite yet, now he does. And he knows with a glimpse back, there's a definite threat to his life. Yeah, it's just a question of who this passiveness is going to hurt the most. If this is going to be a bit of a stumble for Team Bold after they did come out with such a fiery start to this game.
Well, Roshan is spawning in 1 minute, and it seems like Brame have kind of set themselves up around this side of the map. So this Rosh fight's going to be pretty decisive. Not for the game, but in terms of what the next 5 minutes are going to look like, right? And if you think about this Roshan choke point, it's good for both teams. Pango loves taking these Rosh fights, and so does Darkseer. So, yeah, it looks like Simonin's scouting it out right now. Team Vault just dewarded.
It's up in 30 seconds. When it comes to a sort of a 5v5 in that sort of area, DD rune as well, somebody's going to have that on their hands for the fight. Ooh, Radix!
If they can bait out the Rolling Thunder here, that is so good for them.
Let's see what they've got. They've got the initial silence, Static Storm as well.
Oh, this
They've already used the Yules, that's Radix gone. We'll see Team Pod having a bit of a poke back with the Shackle shot, but there's no more out of that. So now 50-second window, Roshan will be up, Radix, he will not.
That is the ideal kill because Regix does not have buyback. If they can scout out this Roshan now and take it now, that is their best window of a clean Rosh engagement.
Well, they've seen it. 30 seconds to work with here.
I mean, there still is the threat of the Pango buyback. They don't know that he doesn't have it. but it's going to be really hard to fight in here. I think Team Bold are going to try anyway. They're going to try to scout out with the Weaver bugs and just poke from a distance.
11 taking quite a beat down. Another bash hits. 11, he's in trouble. He's able to get forced back to safety in time. 11 will live. Gorg commits with the BKB, but he's having to back off now. With the Stone Gaze going up from their frit. They get the drag back onto Ixon. Caught in the middle of the sprout. Ixon will fall. Another hero down without buyback. Rajix back in action. He'll be heading over. Because BKB used by Gorg. Seems though, for the same time for Brame, they're also thinking about their next move carefully here with some of their ults being expended. They will try for the smoke up and the wrap around. And they know that if they catch this PA, Gorg will be very unlikely able to keep himself alive with the lack of the BKB.
And while that happened, Wish pushed out the bot lane, making it so that if they take a fight right now, one of the heroes is going to be down bottom defending that wave.
We're going to see the rolling onto Excalibur. He responds with the BKB. He's able to get away. Will manage to get out of range before a potential follow-up glimpse comes into play. Gorg's starting to re-enter the area. 20 seconds until Gorg's BKB is ready to use again. Spending a lot of time chasing Pablo, but it will pay off. Glimpse back onto the Grim. Pablo kick to the side. Now with Pablo down for 50, maybe another chance for Brame to re-enter the pit. 5
seconds left on Gorg's BKB to be up. And Pango's making his way towards the pit.
Yeah, it's going to be big stuff. It has to come out from Rajix here. He's the main man that could disrupt this Roshan attempt from Brame. He's got to make the call correctly. Roshan falling low. And it looks like they're not going to try at all. Team Bold back off completely. They'll concede this Rosh to Brame.
I guess they just didn't want to take that fight without Grimstroke, but from where we were sitting, it did look like they could just go in and try something at the Pango, but maybe they thought it would be wiser to just not lose any more heroes there.
A big chase on to Rajix, and found him on the bottom lane. Can he keep himself alive? He'll have the Yules to buy out sometime from the Static Storm, gets himself pushed out to the side, the follow-up Orchid's there, and with the glimpse back, Rajix has got nowhere else to go.
This is entering scary territory for Team Bold, I would say. So you've got the Aegis up now on the Medusa. You've got Nature's Prophet. You're feeling his impact all over the map. He's pushing out these lanes. He's TPing in. Disruptor has more space to actually walk around and de-ward the map now. Well, it looks like they're going for a smoke here with Rajik's side. Maybe they think that they can catch them off guard. Maybe just get a really quick kill on this Disruptor.
It looks like they can certainly do that. Quick jump onto Spartan. We'll see 11 with the chase down, but not ready to fully commit. They were seeing if they could get Nefrit back in, even though they lost Spartan to start the action off. Nefrit very close to his next item. 1,000 gold. The Scardy's going to be there.
Wish also has his AC finished, so that's going to be really nice against this Weaver, this PA, and this Wind Ranger. Really, really good item decision, in my opinion. And he chose to not buy the MKB for himself, which you do see a lot of Nature's Prophets do. He just is depending entirely on this Medusa to do the killing. I'm just going to buffer up as much as possible.
Good catch on Ixon. Well, we'll of course get them the information that they have the vision around that area. See Excalibur trying to do his best to clean out this top wave. But still, never was quite able to catch up in farm this game. Still very much far behind. You can see the 3 big cores in the game right now. 2 of them on the side of Brame, being that of Nefrit and Wish. Whereas with Team Bold, they're really having to just rally around Gorg's PA. He's the only one with significant farm right now. As we see, over to the side, action's going to start with Shtaman going down, and Rajix. Some of the rollover onto Nefrit, but Nefrit, of course, still holding onto the Aegis and the Stone Gaze. Pablo will get picked off to the side, but Excalibur in return will be able to shoot down Spartan. Buyback comes out from Pablo. Team Bold are going to try and chase for more Gorg. He's able to poke out the Stone Gaze. Now looks to reset off to the side. Wish, he's sprouted himself for now, and he's stuck in position. Let's see if they can get back in on this. Jump forward from Gorg. He's looking for the target. They get the shackle shot in onto Wish. Wish, he should. Oh no, he's going to be kept alive. Wish, he's still alive. Finally goes down. But now Team Bold, they've got to back away. Rajix, shot down by the Medusa. As Nefrit's ready to push back on.
This is, I feel, the issue with the Wind Ranger at the moment. She can get a good kill, but then her cooldowns are done, right? You expend your BKB and fire, and then what do you do after that? Two buybacks coming up, though. They did trade the buyback for the Grimstroke buyback, but honestly, still better for Brame, in my opinion.
I mean, every moment this Medusa Nefrit just getting bigger and bigger. 5k lead now for Brame.
He's got the Scotty finish too.
And we'll see it. Gorg, quick jump in. As soon as the stone gaze comes out, he backs off to the side, leaves it sort of in Rajic's hand for them to keep them interested. And then they do get Wish, but it still takes them quite a bit of time with that AC. Wish rather tanky against the physical damage output. And indeed Gorg having to back off, knows the fight's starting to go south, doesn't want any more further part of it. And all, of course, during that fight, Nefrit sitting at pretty much 70% plus HP and mana. And with that Aegis, they just couldn't touch this Medusa at all.
They do need a means to kite this Medusa. They need to build halberds, but the unfortunate thing about Weaver and Grimstrokes, of course, is they're not really natural halberd buyers. So it's actually Rajix who's going to be building it here, of hopefully getting some lucky swashbuckle disarms on her. If they don't find a way to kite this Medusa and kill the rest of her team, it's going to be very, very difficult for Windranger to actually do anything at all in fights.
Bottom lane, Excalibur trying to go for Wish there, but has nowhere near enough damage to threaten this Nature's Prophet right now with the focus fire. Top lane, Nefrit is kind of on his own, but can they even bring him down the once? 30 seconds until the Aegis goes. Would be a nice time for Team Bolt to try and work around that, but Nefrit already retreating. And Team Bolt do know the Brame's a little split up with the continuous moves they're making down bottom. Looks like it will be another successful one, though. Rajic's trapped in the trees. Wish and Stamanen continuing to just find the action down bottom. And Team Bolt, they weren't able to get out and punish Nefrit. So Nefrit will be fine. The Aegis will expire, but still this target that seems untouchable here for the side of Team Bolt.
Dude, how do you get away from these two heroes? You just had an Earth Spirit just rolling over and over again trying to chase them, and then just an NP tubing, and it's just really funny to watch Pango try to run away. Very sad for him.
Yeah, even with sort of all the different tools he has to try and escape, it's not enough. There's a Pango. Now the slow siege begins. Nefrit from the low ground.
Without Pango alive to swashbuckle disarm, there's not really a good way for them to hold the racks here. Taking a fight would be incredibly unwise.
We'll see Excalibur. He's going to try and start off the action. They fully focused down onto Nefrit, but Nefrit's able to be forced out to the side. He's going to be saved. Stamanen even keeping himself okay with the Ghost Scepter. Also able to roll out. The wall gets dropped down. Gorg's got to be careful. Will be forced out to the side here. They did manage to burst Nefrit with quite a serious amount of damage, so the mana's low. Nefrit will have to look for the reset. And Spartan is indeed dying to this. One more hit might just do it. He's going to go for the TP out. There we go. Pablo able to find it with the Dark Portrait. Gets the kill.
His Dark Portrait's really strong. But
it is.
Stamanen, that was so well played. That was actually a pretty good initiative by Team Bolt, and Medusa was in trouble. She was soul-bound, and she was out of mana almost at that point. But Stamanen rolls in and just kicks her away into safety, and then Ghost Scepters and rolls out. And then he almost does the same thing for Spartan there, but unfortunately didn't TP away a second too late. But yeah, that was incredibly well played, I would say, Rare Spirit. That could have spelled disaster if Medusa had died there. Yeah,
absolutely. They definitely could have lost a lot more than just a lone disruptor, and as we saw, even that was a kill that happened just right at the end. Stamanen trying with his best to reposition Spartan away from the Dark Portrait, but that last hit comes in. He has a bit of a giggle there, Spartan, as, you know, what can you do?
Sometimes you just have your ally's illusion killing you. It's pretty tilting, actually, to just see your teammates kill you, even if you know it's not them.
It is. It's scary. It's, you know, you want to be angry at something, but you don't know what to be angry at, you know.
It's like the Winter Wyvern curse. You know it's not their fault, but you blame them anyway. It just makes you angry anyway.
See, back in action, Gorg. He's picked up the Reaver. Looks like he's going to continue to tank up. Probably get the Satanic. Yeah, in fact, he's got the full Satanic done. Very nice here for Gorg. The Satanic ready to go. Enough way to dispel.
Speaking of Satanics, Wish also has his finished on Nature's Prophet, and he's almost halfway to his MKB, so he's going to be reckoned with in these fights too. Earlier, I was talking about how Windranger can get on top of Nature's Prophet and kill him, but with this Satanic and this MKB, it's actually the other way around. It's Windranger who's going to die very easily. BKB
and a blink out. Excalibur's able to break away from the combo. Brame. Ixon's still looking at the back lines of this all, but it's a bit of a dangerous place for him to be. Will be able to force himself down to the low ground. Nice time lapse and a further Shikuchi. He's trying his best to break away, but there's too much catch. Dragged back by the vacuum. Ixon still goes down. We'll see 1 minute until Roshan comes back in action. Ixon with the buyback, ready for a potential early respawn. Won't be the case.
And that's what Cinderin was saying on, actually. He was talking about how these are mostly dependent heroes playing versus a disruptor. We can really see that come into play when Weaver tries to...
Oh, here we go. They're going to try and again jump in onto Nefrit now. Looking over to the back lines. Gorg tries to find 11, but he's not quite got the damage to finish him off. Now Gorg's in trouble. The Stone Gaze freezes him in position. He gets the heals going as the lifesteal turns towards Tamanan. Begins to heal back up, and he's got the backup of Radix. Goes head over for Nefrit once again. Shackle shot is in, but can they bring this Medusa down? Gorg trying to focus the Medusa, but he hasn't got the damage. Nefrit's still alive. They've only lost Spartan on Brame, whereas Team Bold, they've lost 3. Pablo as well, also to fall as he's trapped in the Sprout. They threw everything in there, Team Bold, to try and get that Medusa brought down, but it just couldn't happen. Nefrit survives. They don't have enough damage, and now with 4 dead, Team Bold, they're going to pay the price here with their base taking serious damage.
It seemed fine there for a while, but the damage coming out of Darkseer visions on that wall was just too much. And this is what we were talking about earlier, Owen, is how it's also Darkseer scaling of this Medusa here. As the enemies are getting stronger, so is he.
I don't see the buyback from Radix, but how much can they do to sort of push them back? 2 side lanes are at the ready. Looks like Brame at the moment, they just continue to put the focus onto the tier 4s.
Cork and Grim don't have buybacks here. Neither does Ixon.
Obviously after that action as well, Nefrit, money just continues to flow in for him. He's got 5.2k gold. Level 25 as well. And Roshan at the ready with 3 dead on Team Bold. No chance of contesting this, as Brame will have the Aegis, Cheese and Refresher Shard ready for the next potential high ground push. And the target selection in these fights is only going to be harder and harder. We saw last time around, Staman and this E-Blade, he can save people.
This is going to be a messy last fight, I would say. Yeah, they chose to respect the potential buybacks there instead of going and just go for Roshan, which is a nice play considering that the Refresher Shard came out, which can pretty much get one fight for a Darkseer team, so long as something doesn't go incredibly wrong here, Owen.
Yeah, they've got big combos. We've already seen what they can do with 1 round of the ultimates, and that second one thrown in is going to leave very little chances for Team Bold to play their way out of the engagements. They're down 22k right now. See Ixon is being hunted out here. Good force to break out of the Sprout. Damage and control is too much for Stamanan and Wish. Ixon goes down, no buyback for him. Gorg, and of course he has that Dream at the Divine Rapier queued up, but it's quite a while away, just 1k gold into it. See if he's able to get the chance to find it. See this game, Gorg was keeping on par, keeping ahead of the farm of Nefrit, but the last 10 minutes or so, it's all been downhill as Nefrit's just got stronger and stronger, with Brame able to do a better job of fighting around their carry.
And it's like you said, the win just doesn't feel that impactful at this point. She's fallen behind in items, and this hero is very snowball dependent, right? And I think they did draft for a high tempo snowball kind of lineup. It just didn't work out. Brame dodged quite well and took farm in the correct places.
I'm gonna see Excalibur. She's gonna try and go out for some action. Knows that there was a move made up top. Pots the BKB, but of course Nefrit with the MKB and the Skadi just tears down Excalibur. No struggle whatsoever. We'll see the Stone Gaze come out. Pablo is able to get the Dark Portrait off in time. Wish up on the high ground, looking towards Ixon. Radix, he has to roll away. The Dark Portrait will get brought down. And again, 2 dead, Pablo and Excalibur. No buybacks. Brame will have the space to take this bottom racks. As Gorg, Radix and Ixon are left in the fountain. I don't think there's much they can do with just the 3 of them as Brame push on. Gorg will jump out, able to burst through Spartan. Vacuum back into play as well as the wall. Gorg trying to stand his ground with the Satanic. Jumps back into the fountain just in time, but the Ancient goes down. GG is called as Brame will take this game 1 against Team Bold Reborn.